Hey Virgo, this is Lunatic's Tarot, and this reading is for anyone who resonates or identifies with the Virgo energy at the end of May 2018, specifically at the full moon in Sagittarius, that is today on the 29th and tomorrow on the 30th. But the reading will also cover the energies leading up to the full moon, probably, as well as the energies that thereafter. So into the 31st of the month and maybe even the beginning of June. Sorry, I'm a little chilly. I had to rethink the wardrobe. Okay. And when I say anyone who identifies with the Virgo energy, I mean Virgo moons, Virgo sun signs, Virgo ascendants. If your Venus is in Virgo, if your North Node is in Virgo, if your midheaven is in Virgo, or any other planet, anyone who identifies as a Virgo at this time. So let's see what's happening for you at this flower full moon in Sagittarius. I have such a soft spot for Virgos. So many Virgos in my life. My mom is a Virgo. I've dated a couple of Virgos. I have a Virgo South Node, so I suppose that means that I'm actually moving away from that energy, but like I said, I have such a soft spot for Virgos. And what I know about this full moon, Virgo, is apparently, I've heard from a couple astrologers, we are going to be doing things out of character, right? Everybody's supposed to be affected by this energy in a way that makes them do things they wouldn't normally do. So let's find out what that is for you right now. Yeah, I got the feeling, or sort of picked up on just before I started your reading, as I was meditating on your energy, trying to that you didn't have a lot to say today. It's almost as if Virgos are sensing this energy or aware in one way or another of the fact that this moon might make them behave in a way they normally don't. And so they're consciously just keeping quiet a little, trying to be low key, so that's not them. It's like a Virgo hears that you're gonna do something crazy, and they're like, no, I'm not. You know, they sort of check themselves. You've got the Seven of Pentacles reversed, showing up as representing you at this time. Seven of Pentacles reversed is what's covering you. I think you might need to start over with something that you've been working on. Or you might need to start over with something you've been working on, or you might just feel that way. Virgos can be perfectionists, right? So you might just feel that way, and you're actually giving up on something before the final work is done, when in fact it need not be perfect, Virgo. It could also be that you have been working on something, and at this time you were expecting it to be a lot more rewarding than it is right now. It just isn't. The Seven of Pentacles also always reminds me of the fact that success isn't always what we thought it would be. So sometimes it represents someone who is missing someone, for example, someone who is in success, it could be enjoying their success, but there's something about the picture, the experience, that just isn't what you thought it would be. And so that can often be because you thought someone would be there with you, and they're not. And then you've got the Chariot in reverse is what's crossing you. This could be a Cancer that oh, I'm sorry about that. This could be a Cancer that that you're missing. As I was saying, could be someone that you're missing. So it could be that you are successful at this time, but success isn't what you thought it would be because your Cancer isn't with you, or a Cancer isn't with you. This can also represent someone who's spinning their wheels, not moving forward, because their energy is scattered, pulled in too many different directions, at least two different ones. Could be someone who's a little overconfident. Sometimes I don't think that's what it is here. It could be that you are actually ego-driven at this time. So if you're thinking about scrapping a project, if you're thinking about starting all over with something you've been working on because it's not perfect, maybe question that. Is that just your ego that wants it to be perfect? And I'm not discounting how valuable our ego can be at times, but is it work that you originally, or a project that you originally intended to be ego-driven? And if not, is it your ego that's asking you to make sure it's perfect for some reason? Could you maybe not start all the way over? Then you have the Queen of Cups, also in its reverse position, or also showing up in the reverse, and it's in the position of what's in your crowning thoughts. A Queen of Cups is also a water sign, so I definitely feel the message of you all missing a Cancer being emphasized then there. It looks like you're possibly, what's crossing you is that your Cancer's not around, and when your ego is quiet, that's what you're thinking about, is them and wanting them there. That is definitely a message for some Virgos, with the Chariot and the Queen of Cups next to each other, both in the reverse, popping up right there. But the Queen of Cups is also, in reverse, is also a very mature, developed feminine energy whose emotions are imbalanced at the moment, at the time that she shows up that way. So either she's fragile or irrational because there's too much emotion coming up, or the opposite direction, it's imbalanced because she's decided to be numb. It can also be someone who's being manipulative. If it's a Cancer that you're missing, there could have been some manipulation on one of your parts, and that's either why they're not there, or a reason that maybe you should be glad they're not if they were manipulating you. depending on to what extreme that was, but any manipulation is too much. But it's like she's very empathetic in the upright, so that again reminds me that of what I said at the beginning when we had just the Seven of Pentacles out. It could be, well, that thought just escaped me, so I don't think that that was the correct message. That was crazy. It just flew away like I'm a lot older than I am or something. Oh, but I was saying, okay, I was saying Virgos, it seems like at this time with the full moon energy coming up, or it's here, it is upon us now, that Virgos are sort of keeping their emotions in check, so that they don't do anything crazy, and that could be, you know, shutting your empathy down if you're one who's doing that. And then you've got the Fool in the position, in the foundation position. So what this spread is rooted in, you've got the Fool. So this is all rooted in something that started in April, or something that started because of an Aries, or in you being a fool for love. I really see a love spread here, a love message. I really see that in the root of this foundation, in the root of this relationship, I think we might be talking about, you were a fool for love. You were open. You were uninhibited. You were curious and free, and you fell hard. And in the recent past, you've realized it was actually a codependency. Someone may have been manipulative, maybe. But in any sense, in the recent past, you've acknowledged, you've realized, I think, one or both of you have realized and felt that this was an addiction, an attachment that may have been unhealthy in some way, based on lust, again, a codependency. Can also be Capricorn. We could, you know, we've got Cancer, Aries, and Capricorn showing up in major arcana here. So it could be that you have one or more of those things in your own chart, which could be relevant. These could be different players in the game, in the situation. But I really see you having been a fool for love, and yeah, and skipping right into a codependent situation, or some type of an addiction. And now the success that you're experiencing currently in your job or your home life is, it's not bringing you the joy you thought it was, because you thought you'd be sharing it with your Cancer, who you cannot quit thinking about. And in your near future, okay, so normally I do the bottom of the deck, but I just kept shuffling, so instead of the bottom of the deck, what popped out as what's hidden from this situation, or is hidden from this spread, is the Empress. Your fourth major arcana out of 7 cards. So yeah, you have something really significant going on right now. For the Cancer man, you are missing your Empress. That she's missing from this picture. She's missing from your success. She has some Cancer in her chart somewhere. What's crossing you is that she's not gone, or that she is gone. What's on your mind when your ego is quiet, in your crowning thoughts, is this person. And you, one or both of you, was a fool for love. It turned out to be a codependency, and in the near future, you're unable to hold on to this relationship. Now, that's not to say that that message can't be for the Cancer woman. But I say that's for the Cancer man because what's missing from this picture is his Empress that's showing up here. The Empress is also Taurus. Empress is also Taurus, and it represents, the divine feminine. It represents a mother, fertility, birth. And that's what's missing from this picture. You're stumping me a little bit, Virgo, and not you, but your spread, and I think it's a combination of the fact that indeed you are trying to keep quiet right now, and your energy is scattered. So you are needing to work because you're in a period of success that, while it is success, you still have the final stretch of work to do. You can see that the fruits are about to ripen, and then you'll have to still pick them, and on time, right? So it's just the last bit of work that's left to do, but it's left to do. And I think you have been focused on your work to get to this point, and now, you need to just focus on this final stretch, but you can't get this water, probably Cancer energy out of your mind. Let's get a clarifier on the Chariot. And like I said, it could be for the Virgo woman as well. And then in that case, what's showing up in your crowning thoughts is that you know how fragile you are after losing this person, identifying this codependency, maybe manipulation in your life. And it's you that's missing from this spread, or we're not talking about a lover. Maybe you lost your mother and she was a Cancer. That's a possibility as well here. Certainly for some Virgos, my cold chills say. Maybe in April. And you're having trouble letting go. You have a very strong attachment, of course. The Four of Pentacles showing up in your future in reverse is also vulnerability. Someone being selfless, maybe too selfless, not being able to protect themselves, their boundaries, their resources, their time, their energy, their money, etc. Or choosing not to, not saving money, maybe. But the near future, you know, because this reading is just about the full moon and the energies and times surrounding the full moon, it really could just cover a few days. So the near future could just be tomorrow, the 31st, the first couple days of June. And it's almost as if the reading is saying if it's you that's feeling fragile or numbing yourself so that you don't have to be so fragile, that energy is going to continue on in the near future, which makes sense. If you're numbing yourself, you're going to have to eventually feel what it is that you're not wanting to feel, whether it was the loss of someone, a family member, a friend, or a lover, and whether it was an actual death or not. I mean, breakups that can feel like a death. Especially if the two of you are in a place where you feel like you're never going to see them again. The devil energy in the near past, I almost think it was someone else who stepped in and into your situation, your relationship, and was manipulative. Either a Capricorn recently got involved, or someone or someone else, whatever sign they are, got involved and brought some kind of manipulation to the situation. What did I say I was going to get a clarifier on? The Chariot? Yeah, let's get a clarifier on the Chariot. I know I keep saying it's a Cancer. Not necessarily a Cancer, maybe just an overconfident energy. Again, it could be ego-driven. And it's quite possible, so often with the tarot, I'll start talking about a spread like it's either this or it's that, and it turns out it's both. So it's very possible that it's because you've lost someone recently that you're burying yourself into your work in such a way that you're being a perfectionist about it, and maybe need to realize that's just your ego. So you have the Knight of Pentacles as a clarifier on the Chariot. The Knight of Pentacles is, and then we'll get a clarifier on the Queen of Cups in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles is loyal. And I feel like as a clarifier it might be saying you're still feeling loyal to this person. They're dependable, they're practical, they have a sense of purpose, they're stubborn. He pays attention to detail. Yeah, so it really could just be, you know, you're thinking about scrapping some work because you are paying so much attention to the detail that your ego is saying it's not good enough. You need to start again. It's also someone who's very slow moving, which makes sense with your wheels spinning and scattered energy. That would make the project and any decision about it very slow moving, or the work, whatever it is that you're experiencing success in. And as far as not protecting your boundaries in the near future, I'm sorry to be sighing at you and to seem frustrated, Virgo. Maybe it's not as evident as I feel like it is right now, but I'm trying to puzzle this out for you. I feel like frustrated for you, but I see these hands, these shadows of hands on him. Who is that? Where is that coming from? What's that connected to? You know, is that on the other side of the flames and it's just a shadow? It seems like there's someone getting at him who he doesn't even see getting at him. First of all, this person who seems to be, who's trying to act like they're helping him, you know? And then there's, and then he's looking over his shoulder at who, and who's this grabbing at him, you know? And in the upright, I would say this can just be you protecting your boundaries in a very healthy way. But in the reverse, you know, I see vulnerability, and I feel I feel that you maybe don't know who you need to protect yourself from right now. In the near future, you're not seeing who might want to take advantage of you, take something from you, of yours, and Virgo, it's because you're trying to find out who it is. It's because you're looking over your shoulder, trying to figure out who it is. Try the mantra, I see what is in front of me. You know, if he would just calm down and look at his surrounding area, it would be very obvious who he needs to protect himself from. So we can get ourselves in this agitated state where we're so worked up and paranoid and looking out for ourselves and afraid someone else is going to hurt us, especially if we've just been hurt, that we miss the opportunity to protect ourselves even when it's right in front of our face, you know. The Three of Cups in reverse as a clarifier on the Queen of Cups. Don't be drowning your sorrows around the full moon, Virgo. I know how hard it is when you miss someone, no matter whom it is, if it's a lover or a mother or otherwise. Goodness, do I know. I'm a Taurus, Sun, Mercury, and Venus, and I attach hard and will carry a flame for someone for 5 years, for a long time. It might be an exaggeration, but still, we Taurians know how to hold on. We do. And yeah, I think you're having trouble forgiving yourself for the way it ended, for how you left things with this person that's gone, for why it ended. You're having trouble forgiving yourself. And it's either put you in a position where you feel like you've had to leave a whole group, or they've left your group, or in this missing and in this having trouble to forgive yourself, you're drinking about it. And again, I just want to say, obviously you never want to drink more than a healthy amount if you are going to drink. But I'm going to repeat, especially around the full moon. How funny if you're trying to subdue yourself so that you don't do anything crazy around the full moon, but then you drink about what's upsetting you. That's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's going to guarantee pretty much that you're going to do something that you wouldn't have normally done, especially at this time. Let's get a clarifier on that Four of Pentacles in the future. Then I'm going to pull an advice card from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot for you, which is a beautiful deck that I'm currently using more as an oracle deck until I get to know it better. Not that it has to be used in that way. It's not that I have to, or anyone, any tarot reader, any reader, or even just someone who reads for themselves, not that you have to honor the detailed descriptions that the author offers, but I usually really like to. And another four. This one is the Four of Cups. Yeah, you're you're so, in the near future, you're still so focused on what you can't have, what you've lost here, what you can no longer have, that you're missing the opportunity to protect your boundaries. So this success still means something, Virgo, even though you don't maybe have the person or the people or the group, most likely at least a person that you were hoping to share it with. It still means something. And any resources that you obtain because of this success, any financial abundance you obtain means something and deserves your attention and your protection, so that all your work was not for nothing. And I know when you're in your emotions and you're missing someone, how hard it can be to even sometimes care about anything else falling apart around you. But it definitely looks like you're focused on what you don't have, what you can't have. You're not seeing what's being offered to you, which among other things is, I think, an opportunity to protect yourself from maybe someone close to you. This has got to be, this is my 7th reading, and this has got to be the hardest one to spit out so far. Let's have a clarifier as well on the devil energy here. Certainly could be a Capricorn that you just met, that you're needing to get to know better before you give them the combination to the safe, more or less. Give them the opportunity to get their hands on what you've been building for yourself. Maybe you've recently jumped into another codependent situation because you're having so much trouble with the loss of someone. thinking that the Fool is saying this is all rooted in something that happened in April. What did I just lose? Yeah, I think it's something that happened in April. Maybe that's when the loss actually occurred. I knew you were coming, Tower. I knew you were coming. As soon as I said the phrase, things falling apart, I thought, well, how long is it before the tarot or the Tower pops up? So, in the recent past, you've got the Devil and the Tower. So the fact that something was an addiction or a codependency is what caused everything to fall apart. Or a Capricorn is going to come in and wreck your house. Now, often with the Tower energy, it's a good thing. If this was an addiction, if this was a codependency, you want to let it all fall apart. There was a time in my life when I lost my best friend, my house, my car, and my boyfriend, and had to move out of the city and home with my mother, all in the span of a couple months. And I had been seeing the Tower and the Tower and the Tower coming up, and it took years before I could look back and laugh, because I didn't really like that job, and I absolutely needed out of that relationship. It probably saved my life. And the apartment, while nice, was just one of many apartments that I've lived in my life, and the friend turned out to be somewhat manipulative. So it might take a very, very long time for you to understand why it's all a good thing. But even if it just seems just like everything just fell apart, you just lost everything. Maybe you needed to lose it all. And if there was a codependency, again, if there was some kind of an addiction, then definitely, yeah, you needed to lose it all. Reading's going a little long. Let's look at the bottom of this deck. Oh, good. And then the Page of Cups. I feel like, since this is the deck that I'm using for clarifiers, the Radiant Rider-Waite, right? The Radiant Rider-Waite? I can never remember sometimes if it's Vibrant or Radiant. But Rider-Waite Tarot nonetheless. Since I'm using it for clarifiers, I feel like it kind of clarifies the reading then. And in that case, the Page of Cups is saying, this is actually an offer of love from Spirit. You needed all of these things removed from your life that you feel like you just lost. And even if it was someone that meant very much to you that you could even return to again, then you needed this time away from them. And I think that's exactly what that is. That this is really an offering of love and an opportunity. This message is an opportunity to see how you have a chance to protect yourself. By focusing on what you are being offered. I think that is the opportunity to protect yourself. Or alternatively, if there's no one that you need to be worried about, if you know, if you think that you are very grounded and you are paying attention to everyone around you, and that doesn't resonate, that just doesn't seem true to you, it could also just be saying you can't hold on to this thing that you've lost, that's gone, everything that's fallen apart in the tower picture here, this addiction, this codependency. In the near future, you cannot hold on to it. And yet, you are just focusing on, excuse me, you are just focusing on what you can't have instead of what you are being offered, whatever else that may be. And it's this, and I think that is this success. I also get the feeling that the Empress is saying that you're not in your feminine energy, whether you're a Cancer man or a Cancer woman, that your masculine and feminine energy may be imbalanced at this time, and it's your feminine side that you need to awaken, tune into. Especially because the Queen of Cups in reverse in your crowning thoughts, it's like, you know that you're, it might be that you know that your emotions are out of balance right now. And if you're numbing yourself and shutting yourself down, then you're lacking empathy for yourself and others. And that's definitely a feminine quality to hone, to celebrate, to encourage, to definitely not to ignore. Empathy encourages growth for you and others. And then your advice card from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot is the Three of, I believe, Pentacles. Yeah. Beautiful card. Beautiful art in this deck. I will have descriptions of all of the decks in the description of the video. I will have information about all the decks in the description of the video. The Three of Earth in a traditional tarot deck is the Three of Pentacles, and these definitions, though, that would be work you love doing, but these descriptions are just a little different. I love learning about it, so I'm going to just highlight a few things that stand out in the actual guidebook. The key words are ambition, sowing seeds, groundwork, energy, investment, sacrifice, fertility, showing up again, and outcomes. Oh, okay, so with seeing fertility show up twice, I'm going to say, if you just jumped in to another codependent situation or a codependent situation to make yourself feel better, to soften the blow after this tower, keep in mind that you might be fertile, or if you're a man, the woman that you've jumped into with might be really fertile right now. So if this is just somebody that's just a codependent situation and it's just a rebound, you maybe don't want to start a family with them, right? Okay, so Three of Earth also says to us, it's time to make preparations. Maintain intimacy and connection. Your opportunities are increased at this time. Could also be a time of restriction or adversity. It could also be saying that you are risking your future goals and ambitions, which goes right along with what we said about not being able to enjoy your success right now and failing to protect your boundaries. Remember, the outcome can only be equal to the investment you are willing to make in the here and now. It symbolizes a time of sacrifice in the weeks and months ahead. Focus on what the end result will bring. If you find your resolve challenged, know that all that you hope to achieve is dependent upon your willingness to make a commitment now, and then honor that commitment to the end. Do so knowing that it will be noticed and respected. It may even increase the opportunities that come your way. Now is the time to look for realistic, grounded options, and then get in touch with those who have the knowledge and information you require in order to determine if your objectives can be achieved and the best course of action for you to take. What are you willing to do now in order to achieve the outcome you desire? I hope that offered a piece of advice for you. I hope this entire reading has offered you something you didn't have when you came to it. I definitely see a juxtaposition of things falling apart romantically, but possibly being the beginning of something great work-wise, and just having trouble focusing. And there we see that scattered energy pulled in those two different directions. I feel like I can't leave you like this, Virgo. Like I said, I have a soft spot for you. So I'm also going to pull you a second advice card from the Chrysalis Tarot deck, which I love as well. And I don't pay it as much attention lately, only because I'm less familiar with these other decks. But this one too, though I've had it for a while, I still haven't had the time that I want with it. There's salt and things everywhere, sorry. Like you mind. There it is. Herne the Hunter, the Chariot. So this deck too sometimes has some differences in its description. We'll look at its booklet as well. But Herne the Hunter, which is another representation of the Chariot, is showing up as another advice card. And my initial reaction to that is to say, what did you learn from this person? If the Chariot showing up as a Cancer or someone that you lost, if you've lost someone here, what can you learn? What did you learn from them? What were you so attracted? What was so attractive about them to you? What were you so attracted to? And what did they teach you? Or what were you trying to learn from them that maybe you failed to learn, that you didn't quite come to embody yourself, but you wanted to, you would like to? Because that can often help us get over someone, let it go, to realize, I really liked this quality about them. I really liked that, if it was a Cancer, for example, I really liked how empathetic and emotional they were, how open and willing to give to others they were. And maybe you tried to learn that empathy. You wanted to embody that empathy yourself, again, just as an example, and didn't quite get there, and you can still learn lessons from them even though they're not with you anymore. You can still think about who they were, what they tried to share with you, what you were attracted to in their personality, and how they display those qualities, and incorporate them into your own life. If it was someone, maybe it was their Knight of Pentacle qualities. Okay, since that's the clarifier, if it was someone who was, like I said, dependable, loyal, practical, somebody who maybe had a better work ethic than you do, and that's something you were attracted to and wanted to take from them, you can still do that even though they're not with you. And let's just see what it says about Hearn the Hunter. Another major arcana card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major arcana cards. Like, major things. That's just so vague. But something that's the most in any readings that I've done so far. There's something incredibly significant going on for you right now, if this message resonates with you. It could have been your life partner, your soulmate, again, your mother, someone incredibly significant to you. And an addiction that it's very important you let go. It changes the entire course of your life. A tower moment where everything falls apart that ends up defining so much of the rest of your life. Again, I see April. But it's almost like, that while this major thing is going on, you're a little numb to it. Like, that might not ring true to you because you're so focused on what you can't have. Oh, this is the deviant moon. That's not what I meant to be looking at. I wondered why that didn't look right. What am I looking for? Hearn the Hunter. Focus. So maybe that's focus. Focus on what you're being offered. Focus on where you're vulnerable right now. Focus on the major epic things that are happening in your life instead of what you can't have. I know that's so impossible to say to somebody if you're heartbroken in any way, shape, or form. Stop focusing on your heartbreak and focus on something else. But that's not to say you don't want to honor the loss and mourn the loss, but it would be a disservice to the rest of your life and to what this person gave you, to what this thing meant to you, to ignore everything else that you have going on. And I see these 3 cups here that he can't have, and I see these 3 cups here. It could be a group that's left, that you've left, too, not instead of a person. But in any case, that loss would be in vain if you didn't then celebrate the rest of your life and everything else that you have to be thankful for. So let's see what it says. It says divine assistance. Again, this tower, everything falling apart and losing it all is actually a gift. It's even having lived it myself and experienced it firsthand, it's so hard to try to convey to someone because I know that you might not know for years how it is. Just have faith that it might be in some way that you can't yet see. The mighty Hearn leads his wild hunt through the countryside and dense forest amid the clamor of baying hounds, braying horses, and the screeching winds of a fierce winter storm. He symbolizes the dogged might of your willpower to overcome obstacles. Hearn's helmet sports the majestic horns of the red stag, lord of the forest. Three stars of Orion's belt above his head represent the three celestial personages who tend the gateway to higher consciousness. Hearn's presence in your reading foretells success and offers affirmative response to any specific query you presented to the cards. Okay, so I don't know if any of you had a specific question in mind when you clicked on this reading, but if you did, the answer is yes. And I hope that helps too, Virgo. Okay, I really hope that this reading offered you some clarity. I thank you so much for checking out the channel, Virgo. I really appreciate it, and for sharing your energy with me too. Again, I hope I was of some help to you. I would love to do a personal reading with anyone who's interested. Please reach out if you are. We can extend from this reading if that's what you're interested in, or we can do a whole new reading. The email address to contact me about that is lunartixtarot@gmail.com. I'll have that in the description of the video as well, along with the information about the decks. I've been trying to say in every video how honest the Deviant Moon Tarot is, just FYI. That's how it is for me anyway, so honest. And yeah, I know I'm forgetting to say things to you. If you're more interested in another general spread, if you'd like another free monthly reading, that's what it will be for June. It will be a whole month reading instead of just for the full moon. And we'll do a longer spread since it's for the whole month with clarifiers and advice cards again. And yeah, otherwise, please like if this resonated with you. Share if you feel called to do so. Comment if you feel called to do so. I would love to know how it resonated with people more specifically. And please do subscribe. If you do choose to subscribe, remember you can hit the bell next to subscribe if you'd like to know every time I post a reading. And otherwise, yeah, take it easy, Virgo. Try to take it easy. I'm sending you so much love and healing energy, and I can't wait to do another reading for you.